Okay, well here's what this looks like after bead blasting and sanding it and cleaning it. You see that? That looks pretty good, I think. So ready to put some primer on it. Try and make it look like that. And then the finish. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, July 25th. Welcome back to Heinz Garage. We've been doing all kinds of stuff here. It's been 3 weeks since my last video here. And we're involved in a whole bunch of this late stage finishing. You saw in the last video the fenders are on. Got the hood down off the loft, and bottom of that needs to get cleaned up. So you see I've been busy here getting that ready. Quite a little chore too. So I'm waiting on paint right now. I ordered more paint from Eastwood. Their Eastwood Extreme Chassis Black I've used throughout this project. I really like that stuff. It works very, very well. And unfortunately, they use FedEx as a shipper, and it takes for right now. I ordered this paint. I believe it was on the 15th. Today's the 25th, and the last message I got was there's a delay in the shipping. It's in Roseville, which is 100 miles from here. And it's going to be another 5 days before they get it to me. Geez. Anyway, that's FedEx. I haven't had that problem with the post office, and I haven't had that problem with UPS. I have had it before with FedEx. Enough on that, though. Wheels are back from the powder coater. There they are. I haven't put the trim rings on yet. I did buy a set of disc brake caps for the rally wheels, so they're going to end up with those on there, and I'll show you that when I get them, get all that stuff installed. So you see the car's covered here because I'm painting right here in the garage. This stuff that I'm doing right now is too big to put anywhere else. I have no other place to put it. So you see I have that stuff normally goes in the pit where I paint all the little stuff, that sheet that I'm using as a drop there. And I'm doing the inside of the bumper. The chrome on the bumper looks nice, but the inside, you know how when they do something like this, they don't ever spend much time on the back. The back looked pretty nasty. So we spent a bunch of time cleaning this up, and I primed it with a self-etch primer. You cleaned it up with sanding discs and the little die grinder, the angle grinder, but the little tiny one, the air. Here, where is it? It's here. This guy with the 2-inch little 2-inch discs, and the Scotch-Brite discs. Cleaned it up first. Got rid of a lot of the plating was flaky in the backside. The copper and stuff, the plating. So all of that was dressed and cleaned real well. And then I used a self-etch primer and a silver paint that's intended to go on wheels, like the rally wheel silver is what it's supposed to look like. So this is done. And one of the little bullets is done. Well, not done, excuse me. That's just primer. I'm getting the other one ready as we speak. Hopefully I'm not moving this around too fast. Here's the other one. I just taped this up last night. I don't know if you can see the inside of that very well here. How can I get it in the light? There. That's what it looks like before you mess with it. And I've taped the outside of it. What I'm going to do is put it in the bead blaster, and obviously concentrate on bead blasting the inside, not, you know, the tape. So I can clean that up, and then I'll go over however it ends up after I blast it. I'm using sand right now. However it ends up after I blast it, then I'll use the disc. That's a 40 grit disc, and it doesn't take long before the disc is dull, because it's on that plating if there's any chrome there and stuff, it's hard. So it dulls the disc right away. But anyway, I did the other one last night. It only took probably an hour between blasting it and sanding it and putting a new cover on the outside so I could paint it without getting paint all over the chrome. This one's going to get done this morning, and then this primer says you need 2 hours to let it cure enough to put a top coat on it, and then I'll use the silver. Do I have any? Yeah. This is what I'm using for the finish. And it's kind of a fussy paint. It's definitely not like the Eastwood stuff. It's kind of fussy in that you got to shake it a lot because it's got a lot of metallic in it. So even while you're using it after you have it mixed, you got to shake it. It says something on there. Shake it for a minute after every so many minutes of use, because evidently the metallic goes back to the bottom. And not only that, it gathers up as you're spraying. It gathers up on the top of the can, and if you're not careful, it drips onto what you're painting. So again, you got to have a little rag with you to keep wiping the top of the can as you're using it. Otherwise, it drips all over your materials, whatever you're painting. So, you know, once you learn all that stuff, it works okay. You can see, like I said, the inside of the bumper came pretty good once I figured that out. There is a couple of drops in it. Where is it? Yeah, there's one right there. Where can I show you that? There. Right there. And there's a couple on this side where it drips off the top of the can while you're trying to spray. Anyway, so much for that. More of that right today. Like I said, I'm doing this. I'm going to paint those. I have a new brace for the center of the hood. Right here. That because when we move the core support, not move the core support, move the radiator to the front of the core support, it changes the position of the radiator hose to the center, so that the brace that used to be in the hood is off to one side. That little notch right there is off to one side. So this brace is made to accommodate that rather than modifying the other one. We bought this new one. And so that's got to get painted. That's just the way it comes from the manufacturer. And the hood latch assembly is taken apart so I can refinish that. The latch was over here on the bench. There it is, behind my coffee cup. You see, I didn't prepare this very well ahead of time. That has to get cleaned yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that as far as finishing, but that's what we're up to right now, this final finishing. All of the bumper brackets and everything are hanging up there behind that sheet. Again, so they don't get full of overspray. And you see this guy is sitting over here. We got him installed on the stand. This is the motor for the Model A pickup. Got it back home and put it on the stand. I haven't done much more than hook the exhaust up to it so far. You see the radiator hoses are hooked up, or at least the top one is. Anyway, that's all for now. Bye. Well, here's what the garden currently looks like. It's been, I believe it's been 3 weeks since the last time I showed you. And you can see the changes here. Start on this side, I guess. See, the pumpkins are growing, getting nice size. That's probably the biggest one right there. And you got another one there about the same size. And so far, I think there's only one more that I've noticed anyway. growing. There's a bunch of flowers. There's not a lot of bees around here, so I don't know if stuff's getting pollinated, and I haven't done anything, you might say, manually either. Cucumbers over there. Zucchini, zucchini over here. And the major part is, you can see what happened to the beans. They went nuts. Starting to pick those. Onions are 3 feet tall again. Hope the light is okay here. It's hard to see the screen because it's sunny right now. It's probably 11 o'clock. A little after. Tomatoes are doing well. Like I say, the beans, there's 2 varieties. There's the ones, the Italian string beans that we always grow here, and this is also Italian string beans over here, but they're a different variety. They're bigger. The bean itself is bigger. The leaves are more substantial, and you can see the top there. They went, like I said, they're really full and robust. The plant. Peppers are doing well. See this trellis system that I used the 6-inch mesh on the 2 sides, and then I've taken the plastic and make a little notch on each side of the pipe. In other words, the PVC. Make a little notch in each side so I can hook it to the wires, and I can put it at any level up the 6-inch mesh, and within 6 inches either direction sideways, horizontally as well. So it works pretty well. There's cucumbers here. These are lemon cucumbers. Like I said, my granddaughter, one of the oldest one, Haley, loves these things. And like I said, they're doing quite well too. We haven't picked any fruit off them yet, but you can see they're loaded with flowers. Basil's about done. We've been picking that like crazy, giving it away. I do that whenever I plant them. I always plant an area like that, and it makes way more than we can use. So it's kind of fun giving it away. You can see, like I say, the tomatoes have reached the top of the cages. Those cages are 4.5 feet tall as they stand there. Beans. Tomatoes. Something's found the tomatoes and been eating the tomatoes or chewing on the tomatoes. So I guess I put some netting around this one and this one. So far it seems to be helping. Anyway, that's the garden.